this morning I had to be a little bit more creative and thoughtful in how I approached getting the kids organised, because normally 6 mornings of the week I have a lady called Mary who comes and helps me. She's awesome. Kenyan lady who's absolutely brilliant with the girls, very intuitive, and she gets the girls dressed in the morning. That's been happening since February, which has made my life so much easier. It's been amazing, actually. But this morning, it was a Saturday morning. She has a day off. She needs a break. She works really hard, and and Kristen, he was at work. So I'm like, oh, it's just me, and I had to get the girls to the respite house. And so I was thinking, oh, how am I going to do this? I got to think here. So what I did this morning, this is how I coped. I got myself ready as normal. Everything done, hair, makeup, shower, etc., etc. Went downstairs. I make the girls porridge. I get Summer's medication ready. And I even got to eat my own porridge warm, which was awesome. Just did that all beforehand because Summer wasn't banging on the door. She wasn't banging on the wall. She wasn't calling out. Sarah wasn't crying because of Summer's noise. It was just peaceful. Mike was there getting his own breakfast. Kiara's sleeping in, and Josiah's at a camp. So a little bit easier. Anyway, I thought I'll pack the girls' suitcases while it's quiet. Got all that organised without anybody running around having to worry about anything going haywire. That was beautiful. I got out Summer's clothes and I got out Sarah's clothes. And then I went in and dressed Sarah. So that was nice. She was lovely this morning. She's got a lovely sweet nature, and she's easier to handle than Summer, but she's not as easy as Micah. I still have to give her time and talk her through things, but not nearly to the extent of Summer. But more time is needed for her than Micah, and she can be quite stubborn at times and quite difficult. But she was good. She got dressed, and then I set her up with her porridge, and we had to get her on the chair about 3 times, but we got there, and then I left her and she's happy and she's eating. So then I went in with Summer, and I went armed. I was prepared. I took in the porridge, I took in the medication, I brought in my hairbrush and her clothes and the wipes and everything. So I got in there, gave her her porridge. I've started doing that lately because she doesn't get overwhelmed by the noise of all the activity that's going on in the household, and she can concentrate on her food. Normally when she's eating in the kitchen, she can be very much up and down. She'll come in and go, oh, no, don't want it. And then she'll walk off, or she'll push it away. She used to actually throw her food on the floor and then have to clean it up. And I'd get so upset and angry because earlier on, years ago, I just didn't have the patience and also the understanding of what she was going through. And I felt that if I came in firm and hard, then she would eventually learn, and you can't do that. But I've learnt with Summer, her level of learning of consequences is not the same as a normal child. So I've had to go in far gentler with her and far more happy and understanding. I can be very firm, but it has to be done in quite a different manner in the way that I raised my other children. So anyway, but with Summer, food behaviour when everybody else is around is so difficult that recently I've resorted to feeding her in her bedroom before she actually gets up. She can't move away, she's not distracted, nobody's upsetting her. So she sits in her bed and she likes eating her porridge, and also if she doesn't want to cooperate, there's an easy way for me to handle that. I go, okay, that's fine, Summer, I'm just going to leave the room, and when you're ready I'll come back. And then as I'm leaving the room, she goes, no, 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 and then she's happy to eat her porridge, and it's just much easier. And in the morning, especially during the school time, there is time pressure. So that's part of, even though Mary dresses the girls, I give her breakfast, and so I need her to do that and not take half an hour. So anyway, back to this morning. She's eating her breakfast, and then she actually took the medication really well as well. We put it in Milo, which makes it a little bit easier to go down, and it took a while, and it takes some patience and some cajoling, but she got there a little bit quicker than normal. And then while she's doing that, I go, can I brush your hair? The first time she didn't want it, and she got agitated because it hurt a little bit, so I had to leave the room and then come back a little bit later. We try again, then she's happy again. It's really funny with Summer because she can, if something bothers her, she shuts down, and you can't just touch her, you can't talk to her in that moment, because I think she just gets overwhelmed, she gets overloaded with input, she has real sensory issues. And so when that happens, the best thing for me to do is just to sit back, not engage with her, stay reasonably close but not too close, and just wait. If I give her some time, then she's had time to breathe, and she comes out of it, and she'll go, okay, and she'll even say, hairbrush, hair, and so then I'm able to come back. The same thing happens by me leaving the room. She has some space just to settle down again, and I come back in, and then she's happy. And I brush her hair again, and I try and do it slowly. I'm not so patient myself, so it's a struggle for me to do it at a pace that she can handle. And so I do all of that, and I talk to her, and I try and keep her happy and engaged and just really connect with her, because that's what she responds to. So we did all that, and then we got to do all the dressing stuff. The whole time I'm having to just sort of hold my breath because there's a stinky poo smell in the room. This is very common. Mary, she's just a saint. She deals with that. It's really bad sometimes, and she has to go home and then change her clothes because of the fumes. So anyway, I was just absorbing the fumes, and every now and then going out and then coming back in, and yes. So we got her all cleaned up, and then got her dressed, and she cooperated very well with getting dressed. She was extra good. She had a really big long sleep. She slept from 5 p.m. the day before because she'd been knocked out with the anesthesia, and she's recovering until the next morning, which is really long sleep for summer. So then got her dressed, and we got distracted with something. Rupert came in, so she was holding on to him, and she holds his collar so she can hold him there, and she just hugged him and stayed with him for like 5-10 minutes while I went off and did something else, and that was good. She wasn't pulling his ears, which was excellent. I didn't hear any yelping. And she loves that. She just loves that sensory touch, and that, just that companionship is just beautiful for her. It just works so beautifully, and Rupert is amazingly tolerant for that, and also protective of her as well. So that was good. We ended up getting her shoes on, which is good, and we talked through what we're going to be doing. And then I had, while that was going on, I got everybody else ready, and then we're out straight to the car. And I'm just like, oh, I didn't have to deal with the stress of Summer interacting with anyone else, because it was from her room straight to the car. Normally I wouldn't do that. I don't want Summer to live her life only in her room and then to be shuttled off to the car. She is part of a family. She actually has wonderful time, often interacting with her siblings, and they are fantastic for her. But there is also on the other side a lot of conflict that happens at different times, and she gets agitated often by the noise and the activity. So for me to cope this morning, that was my strategy, and it worked. And as a result, because she came in rather peacefully to the car trip, it was half an hour long, was it was actually pretty good. It was only the last couple of minutes that she started turning around and being a pain to some of the other kids. But overall, we did it. And I've had a good day. And I hope they've had a good day at the respite house. They love it there. When we talk about it, they go, oh, 5 sleeps. I'm like, no, not this time. 1 sleep this time. So I look forward to seeing them tomorrow, and I'm enjoying the break. See ya.